Was it fun? Were your hypnotists relatively competent? Did you enjoy being put in trance by someone else? Yeah? So I noticed something else happening, and I wanted to pull it out because this is kind of what I was hoping was going to start happening. Who noticed here, let me put it this way to you, who noticed as a subject, when someone's saying deeper, 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 that sort of stuff, who noticed that somehow the hypnotist just knew exactly when to say it? When he said it, you said, that's it, that's exactly when I needed to hear it. Anyone? Right? It just felt right time, like this. Why is this half the room? What are you guys doing over here? Yeah, exactly. Well, what's happening right now is something called the reinforcement or the feedback loop, right? Whenever something occurs in hypnosis, you want to jump on it. You've heard of the hypnotic triple, right? When you repeat something 3 times is the magic number in conversations, but in terms of trance, you really have much more leeway to go beyond that. You're reinforcing a particular response by putting more attention onto it, right? You know the old saying, where attention goes, energy flows? So by putting attention on something, you're reinforcing it, you're feeding a loop back into it. So what about maybe actually a little bit more than half of you were doing, and you may not have noticed this, you're saying deeper as a balance is shifting more, as a relaxing more. So it's actually augmenting something that's already occurring, right? The reason I want to mention it now rather than before is, now that you've done it, I want you to start paying attention to it. So you're spotting it as it occurs. You're creating a whole feedback mechanism. They respond somehow, you latch onto it, you do more of it, it happens again. You do more of it, it happens again. Does that kind of make sense? So repetition and reinforcement are key principles in all forms of hypnosis, and especially in conversational hypnosis, right? The question will be is how can you then repeat certain ideas so it doesn't break the conversational context, right? You want to be able to repeat yourself without sounding like a broken record. But when you repeat yourself in the right way, it won't sound like a broken record, and they'll still get the message. It's just a question of finding how do you repeat yourself so it's not too obvious. Now, of course, sometimes you'll repeat yourself more obviously than others. It's just a question of how can you repeat yourself so it's not too obvious. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So, can I have a volunteer who likes to be in hypnosis? Anyone? Have you? Let's show you for a second. Have we put you in trance yet? No. Not officially. There you go. We may as well complete the circle we had from before. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Look at me. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Sleep all the way down. Deeper. Deeper. That's right. Deeper. So you're doing great. Finding your own balance will help you go even deeper now. More relaxed. The more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go. The deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go, the more you relax. All of you can relax except one part. This part here. Just lift this hand out there. Make a fist. Make a fist nice and strong. That's it. Nice and strong. The more strength is in the arm, the more you relax. Locking this arm straight, locking out rigid like a concrete bar, like an iron bar. Steel that will not bend. And you relax. You feel better in here the more this tenses. All this stiff, tense, rigid, stiff, tense, rigid, stiff, tense, rigid. Feel it happening. Now, that's it. Very good. When you feel that hand being so stiff, so rigid, that it will not move, no matter how hard you try, feel it bringing life of its own, becoming stiffer and stiffer. When that happens, just go ahead and test it. Go ahead and test it and try and bend that up and notice you cannot. Stiffer and stiffer. Stiffer and stiffer, feeling better inside. Stiffer and stiffer, feeling better inside. Try and bend it. Go on, you can do better than that. Really try it. Come on. Try and bend it and find that you cannot. And then just relax it all the way. Relax it all the way. You did a great job. An example of how your unconscious mind can operate outside of your consciousness. Another way they can do this is by learning, by making it easy to become a great hypnotist. You've already seen some people up here discover how learning occurs. And you know what's happening, don't you? Because that good feeling will come inside you as well. That's it, you can feel that now. And when it lights all the way up so that you can't help but smile, you'll know you're ready to come back out. Because your unconscious mind, that's right, has prepared you to make it so easy to be a great hypnotist. It's unreal. There you go. A little more than that. And then your eyes will flutter open all by themselves. That's amazing, isn't it? Yes. Good job. Well done. Thank you. Give a nice round of applause. Was there any repetition involved there? Any reinforcement, feeding back things that were going on there, right? We've added a few more little things now, right? Remember, the law of association works in many different ways. One of the ways that it works, and this is something we're going to be practicing in a minute, and this is going to be one of the most crucial things in conversational hypnosis. We'll show you tomorrow how to work with it, is to develop a reference experience, right? Reference experiences are basically experiences people have had, and you're going to use them to basically build a different experience for them through the law of associations. For example, right? Has anyone ever here fallen asleep and had their arm go numb? Right? Anyone? Maybe a leg or something? I had this once. I was like sleeping on a sofa, and it was a couple of years ago now, and fell asleep. My leg fell asleep right along with me. Had a knock on the door. I woke up. My leg didn't. It was the most interesting experience getting from my couch to the front door, because my leg wasn't working. It's like, what the hell? I could kind of walk on it because part of it was working, but then the knee wouldn't lock, so I had to kind of hold it tight. It was very interesting. But now that you have that experience as an idea, if someone needed to perhaps develop pain control, right? Isn't it easier when their unconscious mind already has an idea of what kind of things they can do to get there? Wouldn't that be fair to say? In terms of here, has anyone here ever touched something concrete? Right? Has anyone here ever tried to bend an iron bar? Like maybe even like on a door or something like that. You know, you feel the solidity of it. You felt the solidity of an iron bar, right? The unbendingness of it, as opposed to, say, a piece of paper, right? Strong like a piece of paper, right? Doesn't quite cut it, does it? So we're using natural associations as reference experiences to enhance the effect that we want. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? Do you see how it looks like we're just doing a few trivial things, really, right? But there's already a lot of layers of principles involved in that. Those principles are the key things, because if you can translate those principles into a conversation, then you will be unstoppable as a conversational hypnotist. But if you have the illusion that it's all about what you say, then you'll be very confused for a long time, because you won't know why it works sometimes and doesn't others. Does that make sense to you guys? The words are just a way of putting the principles into action, and that's it. So, there's a couple other things we did there which I will talk about afterwards, but I think it's more important you guys have a experience of this. The steps are very simple. You can all do an instant induction, is that correct? Yes? You can all do some kind of a deepener, whether it's a touch or you may want to count something out to them and so on. Would that be fair to say? Actually, we'd like to have a new deepener. This is actually a very important one for hypnosis in general. We may as well throw it in there, because otherwise it's just a nice little parlor trick. Would you like that? Sure. The principle is very simple. It's fractionation. Can I have a volunteer? Anyone? Look at you. Yeah, me. All right. Do we have agreement here? Me. Come on up. Give him a round of applause. We'll keep this short and sweet, because we just want to get the principle out very quickly. The idea is very simple. The more someone goes into trance, the easier it gets. They're learning, their bodies are acclimatizing, it's adjusting. So it's easier to get them deeper by bringing them out and then back in again. Make sense? Let me show you what I mean. Have a look at me. And sleep all the way. Deeper, deeper. That's right. Deeper still. The deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go. In fact, the deeper you go, the better you feel, the more you go into trance. That's right. In a moment, I'll count from 1 to 3. At the count of 3, you will open your eyes feeling alert, feeling fresh. But when I say the word sleep, you'll close your eyes and drop into a state as deep as this and even deeper. This will happen every time. At the count of 3, your eyes open, you'll feel alert. When I say the word sleep, your eyes will close, you'll go even deeper than this each and every time. And that will continue to happen as we go on. Nod your head if you understand. Very good. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. You enjoy that?
Oh, yeah.
And sleep. That's it. Very good. Deeper and deeper still. You're doing great. Each time you go deeper, your unconscious mind will naturally start finding resources to make learning hypnosis a real breeze for you, which means you will feel even more wonderful as you go into a trance. Consciously, you have no idea what's going on other than that you feel good. Unconsciously, you can start to find all the resources you need to truly master hypnosis in ways that will surprise even you. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. And sleep. All the way. That's it. There you go. Very good. Finding your own balance each time. Deeper and deeper each time. 1, 2, 3. Hey, good. Awesome. Enjoying that?
Oh, yeah.
And sleep. All the way. That's it. Deeper each time. Find those resources, getting stronger still. So that at the time, we count 3 and a few more times, I guess, you will feel so good inside. You'll take that feeling right to the outside, and you just can't wait to get hold of someone and do some hypnosis because it just feels right. It's just natural. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. And sleep. I like that. That's almost there, right? Third and last time, this one's the charm. 1, 2, 3, wide awake. Good job. Well done. Let's go find my partner. Off you go. Give him a nice round of applause. So I kind of over-repeated a little bit so you can see that you see the clear distinction each cycle, how coming back and going back into trance was a little deeper. Do you notice how he's also responding to suggestions? When I change the suggestions about deepening, now it's no longer about a deeper experience, but actually about other stuff happening as well. Did you notice him coming back differently also? Yes? So was suggestion at work at some point? Was something beginning to work here? So this is the kind of stuff we're starting to get into now. What I'd like you to do is very simple. Number 1, find a partner, put them in trance, instant induction, easy to do, right? Number 2, deepen in whatever way you wish to initially for a couple of seconds to stabilize the trance. Number 3, I would like for you to repeat a fractionation at least 3 times, no more than 5, just for time reasons. You can go all day if you want, but it gets very trippy at that point. But at least 3 times, no more than 5. Just get that process of in and out, in and out. The key things are, when their eyes are open, when you count whatever it is, or whatever the signal is, eyes open, out in the room. Now, as a slight nuance I put in there, you're welcome to use it if you want to. You will feel alert, or you feel awake. I'm not saying that you will be alert, or you will be awake, but you will feel it. So what that allows for him, it won't always happen, but what it allows for him to do is to, rather than popping back into consciousness before he breaks down, is to hover around or even stay just off the mark of it, right? This allows you to do all kinds of other interesting things later, but no need for that right now. So you're welcome to use it, and if it's too much to think about, don't worry about it, right? So, instant induction, simple deepener, fractionation. So far, so good? Once you've done your 3rd round of fractionation, just do something simple like the steel bar, right? Again, there's no rocket science. We're just using reinforcement, repetition, and a reference experience. That was easy, isn't it? Get them to test it, and then when it's been tested, just a little trick. When you say, okay, now forget about it and relax, shake their arm out a little bit, because sometimes the muscles will actually lock, and they'll find it a little difficult to actually find how to relax it again. So a little bit of movement, by shaking it out, it'll help the muscles remember how to relax. Does that make sense to you guys? Any questions on the exercise? Right?
What's fractionation? I didn't get that.
Well, the question is, what's fractionation? When Lester was up here just now and he was going into trance and out of trance, into trance and out of trance, do you see that bit?
Yeah.
That's fractionation. It's very simple. We'll talk about what's happening there and why after you've done it, but we don't want to think about it too much. We just want to do it a little bit, get a feeling of it, and then we'll throw the principles out some more. Go ahead.
Okay, so what stops that post-suggestion in that? So like if you were to say sleep again now, would he go out?
So what prevents that post-hypnotic suggestion from continuing? Nothing unless you suggest it, right? I left it ambiguous in the sense that this time it's for real, so coming back out. But we can find out. Are you willing to play? Sleep. I guess it's working. And because you've gone as deep as you have, and I thank you, Lester, really for letting us play with this. That's right. All the way now, Lester. I'd like your unconscious mind to find an even better gift for you right now. That feeling you had a moment ago, you may as well double, triple it. So you fill up with it so strongly that when you come back out of hypnosis in a moment, you can't help but bring that into every interaction, just because it's just so good. 1, 2, 3, wide awake? I guess it does. Right? Don't worry about it too much, though. This is not what we're looking for right now. Right? That was just to answer your question. Right now, we're developing principles, and the principles will be used in conversational hypnosis in time. Make sense? Everyone cool? All right, find a couple of partners and let's just do it.